And one. We live, Cap.
True news and reviews.
Yeah.
Real deal Jaw is real with Rob the Water God, and we're talking about wealth, health, and a deeper understanding of self.
Above all else, man.
We're gonna
Everything
extract
else.
some lessons, some morals to the story out of these news topics. Some you might have missed, some you might have seen today in the headlines. Not everybody
Mm-hmm.
has time to go through articles and do a deep dive. You're taking care of the kids. You got to work 40, 50 hours a week. So we're here to go over and kind of mentally massage things.
Okay.
What I
What we
want
got
to
for 'em
talk
today?
about is your boy. I really want to get into the Republicans. I always got something to say about Republicans. People seem to think that when it comes to the Democrats, the left and the right, it's just two wings of the same bird.
Hmm. That's how I be feeling. Yeah.
That's how you be feeling, right? Well, I'm gonna show you that things are a little bit different when it comes to what's going on the right. There's kind of like a civil war going on,
mm-hmm.
and the guy who's at the helm, believe it or not, is Trump. Uh, According to a recent poll, Trump is actually leading Biden in the polls now. That could be because of the recent news about the documents coming out. Might have made Biden's approval rating dip a little bit.
Might.
Uh,
I
could be
can't say
that. I'm just
might. It may be
speculating.
more. Yeah, no, 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 no. It's not a might. I think it definitely, I don't think if Trump would have had those, if that Trump had the papers and he got the papers, that's what made it. If Trump would have just had the papers and they would have never had nothing on Biden, I think Biden would have been the head right
Well, let me say this before we even get into the article, right? Before we get into the article, if we're talking about the documents that's being found,
now.
without going too deep, Mike Pence got found with classified documents.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's cooperating with the investigation. Turned over the documents.
mm-hmm.
Biden's lawyers found documents. Soon as they found them, they turned them over to the archives. Said that we're complying. He takes classified information very seriously. This was an oversight. I'm
Right.
ready to comply. When they suspected that Trump had classified documents,
Right.
he told people to move the documents around. Giuliani even snitched that Trump told me to take classified documents. He used lawyers to block giving the documents up. The archives tried to have some kind of dialogue with him. He's ducking them, taking them to other place, moving around, and forced them to have to raid his crib and find the documents. And it was hundreds of documents, not like a few here and there, like they're finding with Biden and Mike Pence. So a lot of people like to conflate those issues like they're all the same when they're not. And what's funny about that is there's some on the right that are asking, like, okay, is what Biden did, is that treason? You know what I'm saying? Should he get in trouble for this? When it's not as bad as what Trump did. When Trump did it, you feel me? When Trump got found with classified documents, they're making all of these excuses. The
No, but
FBI
hold
is
on.
being weaponized and they're
Hold on.
treating him
It's a difference,
unfairly.
though. Hold on.
Yeah,
Trump
okay.
wasn't in office when they found the documents, correct?
Yeah, that's true.
Biden is in office right now.
Yeah, but these are documents from when he was vice president.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's just the biggest difference from us that,
Yeah,
he's our
that
president.
that to me, I think is like kind of like an irrelevant difference. If you get found with classified documents, whether you're the president now or you was once the president, it's kind of like a serious thing. I think it
Mhm.
should be investigated. If he did a crime, deal with him accordingly. I'm gonna keep the same energy whether it's Republican or Democrat, but I think it's
Okay.
important to point out that they're handling the situation. Both Mike Pence and Biden are handling the situation totally different than how Trump handled it. So But we'll move on. We'll move on. Trump is actually leading in the polls, and let's read a little bit about that in the New York Post. It's being covered by a lot of different media outlets. I just went with New York Post because that's the first one I've seen, but it's being widely covered. Former President Donald Trump has a narrow lead over President Biden in a hypothetical 2024 election, according to a poll released Tuesday that shows the former commander in chief has gained ground over his Democratic rival since November.
Mm,
Okay. I think that's before the document thing, but
right.
let's go on. Trump, 76, has the support of 44% of those surveyed, compared to 41% for Biden, while another 10% say they would back another presidential candidate in 2 years, the Emerson College poll found. I think it's important to note that we have a long time until the next presidential election, and you never want to go by one poll. And you could kind of find a poll to say different things. You really want to do an average of all polls, but I think this is still interesting. But let's not put too much into this.
Right.
But this is one of those.
2024, what is it? 1 year they got before
Yeah, yeah.
11 months. Yeah.
Nah, but it's not going to be in January of
Yeah, it's gonna be in
24. But
November.
yeah, so we got like around, but
Nine
we got less.
months.
Let's put it this way: we got less than 2 years.
Yeah.
We got less than 2 years.
No, it's
The same.
2023, Cap.
I get that. I get that. We got over a year though.
Oh, what? So it's gonna be in 2024 November? You're
Yeah,
saying? Oh,
probably. Yeah,
okay.
that's what I remember. The same poll in November found the 80-year-old Biden ahead of Trump by 45% to 41% in a hypothetical rerun of the 2020 election. The survey also showed a bounce in Biden's job approval from 39% in November to 44% now. His approval rating, meanwhile, fell from 52% in November to 48% now. 48% is actually really good for an approval rating. Um, that's actually really good. But I don't think they're talking
Wow.
about an approval rating, are they? No, they're
I
talking about
don't
who
want
will win.
Biden.
This is who will win. It's not approval rating.
Yeah.
Well, no, it said approval rating. Survey show a bouncing job in Biden's job approval from 39%. That's crazy. 48% is crazy high, bro. There's a lot of people who just ain't gonna say that he's doing a good job. Like you never get up to 50%. Like anything in the 40s is really good. And usually if it's in the high 30s, it's like, you know, kind of like we're like around
So how would
39
you
is more.
grade? So would you say Biden's doing a great job?
I'm saying for his approval rating to be 48%, that's really good.
Right, but not the
Would I
approval
say he's
rating.
doing a
I
good
mean for
job?
you.
For me, I would just say that I approve of the job he's doing. I don't know if I feel strongly enough to say he's doing a great job, but I approve, especially after what we had of Trump. I just want a born, sensible president. I just want a president that listens to scientists, listens to doctor. I'm not really expecting too much at this point. And he's sticking his neck out there. I heard him talking about redlining a little bit. We'll see what he's doing. I heard him trying to push for things, to you know push things through, and I saw them obstructing them. So I like a lot of things that Biden's doing, like canceling the student day, canceling the student debt thing, even though they blocking him on that. When he was talking about the inflation act, when he pushed that through, I like that. So he's been doing some things I
Wow.
think is good. He signed the Chip Act. That shit was good too. He's been doing some things here and there that I like.
Okay.
But we'll go on. Spencer Kimball, the executive director of the Emerson poll, said Biden's rebound was due to the increasing support among independents, college graduates, and voters of both sexes. Let me see if I can skip down. I'm gonna go down to the end. Yeah, just go down to the end. See what the last paragraph said. Uh, Nearly 6 in 10 Democratic primary voters, 58% think Biden should be their standard bearer in 2024, but 42% still say they want someone else. Trump, who announced a third consecutive White House bid in November, has a 26 percentage point lead, 55% to 29% over Florida Governor DeSantis, who is seen as the former president's most potent potential primary challenger. The rest of the Republican field remains far behind, with former Vice President Mike Pence on 6%, former Ambassador of the United States nations Nikki Haley garnering 30% of support. He's got Ted Cruz on there, Pompeo, blah blah blah. I think this is interesting. I mean, we got a lot of time. A lot could change in over a year's time when it comes to politics. But I think it's interesting that we can't think that Trump can't win this shit.
Yeah,
We done made that mistake before. I made that mistake before,
I
thinking Trump
mean,
can't win, and that boy Trump got a way of surprising you. Another thing about Trump is he's actually been reinstated back to Meta, which is Facebook, and Twitter. Have you heard about that?
yeah, I heard about it through you. So he's back on there. I think Trump has a stronger support than Biden to me, you know.
Yeah, just you just basing that on what?
I'm basing that on just the reception I get from political videos, what I see. I see, from my observation, you know. But I think it's just a class thing. I think more of the the business minded people probably like more of Trump and more of the you know.
Well, in recent history, the economy has always done better with Democrats rather than Republicans. So if somebody was business minded, they would. It makes sense that they would prefer Democrats to be president. Yeah.
It's a good. That's an interesting
And you saying that
perspective.
Trump got more support. I mean,
Yeah,
it could
look at
feel like that
January
because we're in
6th.
Florida.
Look at January
January
6th.
6th was cool, but let's remember they were doing that because Biden won the election. It's not like he it's not
Oh,
like
I get
Trump
you.
won the popular vote and then
Yeah,
Biden got through on the electoral college. Nah, he beat his ass straight and square. So it might feel like Trump got more support, but when it comes to the numbers, Biden
yeah,
is
it's a
still
whole
that
new.
guy.
Got you.
But I'm gonna go to the article talking about him getting reinstated to Meta. Let me share it with you. Just going on because we gonna get into our Republican bag now. If we got time to talk about Boston Richie for an hour and shit like that, we gotta have time for these here politics. That's what I say. Meta to reinstate Trump's Facebook and Instagram accounts. Meta said that suspensions of Donald Trump's accounts would be lifted in the coming weeks, with measures in place to discourage repeat offenses. Twitter reinstated Mr. Trump last year, just over 2 years after Donald Trump's accounts whoa,
Mm.
were suspended from Facebook and Instagram. Meta, the owner of the platform, said on Wednesday that it would reinstate the former president's access to the social media services. Mr. Trump, who had the most followed account on Facebook when he was barred, will in the coming weeks regain access to his accounts that collectively had hundreds of millions of followers, Meta said. In November, Mr. Trump's accounts was also reinstated on Twitter, which had barred him since January 2021, collectively giving the former president more of a megaphone as he campaigns for the White House in 2024. So if he already leading this, I mean, it seems like this won't do nothing but help him, but we know he has a way of kind of standing in his own way and putting his foot in his mouth. So maybe he'll say something to mess it up when he gets his platform. We'll see. Meta suspended Mr. Trump from his platforms on January 7th, 2021, the day after hundreds of people stormed the Capitol, as you brought up just now. And they stormed
Mhm.
the Capitol in his name. It's important to say that, saying his post ran the risk of inciting more violence. Mr. Trump's accounts on other mainstream social media services, including YouTube and Twitter, were also removed that week. But Meta, which critics have accused of censoring Mr. Trump and other conservative voices, said on Wednesday it had decided to reverse the bans because it had determined that the risk to public safety has sufficiently receded since January 2021. The company added that it would add guardrails to deter repeat offenses in the future. Seems like they're saying the whole same thing over again. They got scared when they seen what happened at January 6th and people were storming the Capitol and everything like that. So they had to kind of sit him down, cut his water off. And now they said it done cooled off a little while. So we're going to go ahead and let you come back because we see that you're running for president in 2024. Do you think this is a good move for Meta? Do you think they'll get any backlash from this?
No, I don't think they'll get any backlash. I think that it definitely makes sense for them in a business standpoint. you
Right
know,
wing content performs better on social media platforms, right? So for them, this is a win. They get more of a bag with Trump on Facebook.
right?
They actually took a loss taking him off there. But I felt like
mm,
at that time it was just the thing to do. Maybe they felt like for the betterment of the country, it's better that he's off here. But they get more money, they get more clicks, they get more engagement when Trump is on Facebook. That's kind of like a fact. Even though you'll hear Republicans saying that they're getting censored and they're getting treated unfairly and everything like that, time and time again, we see that that's just not true.
right.
They do better than Democrats on stuff like that. Matter of fact, I think I even saw recently, I'm looking at my notes, but I'm not seeing it. I think I could pull it up in real time. But if I'm not mistaken, it was proven that Google is not biased against conservatives in the app spam filter. That was actually recently debunked. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Google is not biased.
Oh, so you think that Google's more on the left side?
No, it just shows that they're not biased. It's been proven. It's been researched, and that's what the right was saying this all this time. If you follow right wing politics, like they always say that they're being oppressed.
Hmm.
Yeah, the FEC actually dismissed the RNC's complaint that Google spam filters were biased against conservative about a week ago. This is
Hmm.
being you know talked about on a lot of sites. Let me see one that I like. I'm gonna go with one. I'm gonna go with MSNBC. You seeing what I'm seeing?
No, because you
No,
still
no,
got
no,
that
no,
old
no,
one
no, no.
up.
Okay, let's before we even go there, let's see what Meta said on the at the last.
I gotta check out your girl Yvette Carnell.
Oh yeah, always got to stay tapped in with her. Let me show you this article right here, just to kind of stay focused.
hmm
Okay, you ain't seeing what I'm seeing. Let me go ahead and share again. I had to close it and do it once again. Now, there's some people who's not gonna, they're gonna say that, MSNBC is lying about this, it's
Got it.
rigged. But they're the ones who said that, it needs to be investigated. We're getting oppressed. They're stopping our message from getting out there because they're being partisan. Now we see the truth comes to the light. FEC tosses RNC claim that Gmail was biased against conservatives. The FEC reportedly dismissed the RNC's claim that Google was helping Democratic campaigns by directing GOP fundraising emails into users' spam folders. The Federal Election Commission had dismissed a claim by the Republican National Committee that alleged Google's Gmail service was biased against conservatives, according to multiple reports. In its April complaint, the RNC alleged that Google was illegally helping the Democratic campaigns by directing Republican fundraising emails into user spam folders. To make the argument, RNC lawyers cited a study out of North Carolina State University that they claim shows evidence of anti conservative discrimination by Gmail. A slight problem, though. Even the study's authors have said Republicans are misrepresenting their work. And reports like this one published in Mashable last May suggests that the RNC's email woes are likely the result of poorly crafted fundraising emails, not bias. We'll continue. Google, for the record, has denied claims of bias. They even set up an end around tool to help the RNC evade spam filters, but The Verge reported that as of October that the RNC hadn't used it. So they gave them help. They trying to help them out, which I think is kind of crazy. But whatever. In a letter last week, the FEC told Google that it had found the RNC's complaint to be baseless, hopefully bringing an end to the ridiculous GOP claims. So I don't think I gotta go through. Oh, look, look, look at the last paragraph. Let's put this complaint in its proper context, though. It fits with conservatives' nonsensical claims that big tech is biased against them, despite the fact we've seen clear evidence to the contrary. The FEC's ruling is another crack in the GOP's facade of victimhood. Republicans may feel oppressed by Gmail or any other number of tech giants, but the purported facts over feelings party is going to have to get over it. So I'm just trying to make my point that you could say that the left is, not perfect or whatever, but when it comes to misinformation and playing the victim, it's the right that's doing that. But they'll try to project that onto the left. And there's stark differences. Another thing I kind of want to get into since we on Trump. Trump recently has some allegations, right?
Right.
Where he has a SA case. A woman is accusing Trump of, we'll just say great. It's a word that rhymes with great. I want a chance at getting the video monetized at some point, so we ain't gonna say the word, right? But there's a woman named E. Jean Carroll with some serious allegations against Trump. They talk about it in the Washington Post. Now, if somebody has accused you of something like that, I would think the best response would be to say that I would never do that to a woman. I have morals, you know what I'm saying? Kind of just try to prove my case, right? Okay. In that way, to say that I've never been accused of this kind of thing. I couldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. That kind of thing. Trump is so arrogant and narcissistic. He says something to the effect of, she's too ugly for me to have done that to. And I thought that was a nasty thing to say. It doesn't. It kind of suggests that if somebody is pretty enough, you'll do that, right?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know the context at what he was saying it. Could he be saying that as a joke, or was he saying it seriously? That's the, maybe he was like going at her, like taking a shot, like,
Yeah, he was taking a shot. I don't think that was the right shot to take, though, with such serious allegations, though. Like, I'm just saying how it could be taken. I don't think that was the right. But I feel what you're saying. Maybe he was just saying that to be brash. We know that Trump, he liked to kind of pop it a lot. Let's see if I can find an article that talks about this. Trump mistakes E. Jean Carroll. I know I read it, but I just want to pull it up. I think it was a Washington Post article. Yeah, man. This
to me,
story,
though, it seems like, though, Biden. This is what I feel. That Biden he tries to blame everything he go through. He tries to blame it on Republicans. Like, he tries to make it to where they're trying to stop him from doing his thing. We see Biden always speak on it.
Well, look, there's a lot of things that we could talk about when we're talking about the presidency. Right now, we're on a rape allegation.
Trump, right?
So can we just talk about one thing at a time? You know what I'm saying? We talk about Trump. This is what he said to defend himself. You don't have to take my word for it. Read up on it yourself. I'm familiar with this story. He said this kind of thing. It's known. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So let's go to MEC News. I think this is. Are you seeing what I'm seeing or no? Let me go ahead and share
No.
it. I'm still getting the hang of this. All right. You see it now?
Yeah.
Trump mistook a photo of E. Jean Carroll for ex-wife during deposition in you know what allegation lawsuit. The former president's comments threatened to undercut his repeated denials of Carroll's accusation, in which he said she's not my type. You see her? What's you laughing for? That's a very beautiful white African princess.
Okay. I'm
Former
just saying that
president.
Trump said that, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was funny
I
that he
mean, his
said that.
wife that he got, is he still with her? What's
Melania.
her name? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
never see them together though. Like very rarely I see them together. They
Right.
don't
But I
even.
mean, if I looked at her and I looked at her, I would say, you know, it's
Well, let's get into this. Let's get into the story. We're not talking about Melania, so let's
okay.
not get confused. We're talking about
Gotcha.
his former wife, but I'll read from the article. Former President Donald Trump confused E. Jean Carroll, the writer who has accused him of, you know what, with ex-wife Marla Maples in a photo he was shown during a deposition. Newly unsealed court documents show an excerpt from the October deposition released by the U.S. District Court for Southern New York on Wednesday includes an exchange in which Trump was asked by Carroll's lawyer about a black and white photograph and showed a small group of people, including Trump and Carroll. That's Marla. Yeah, that's my wife, Trump said, referring to Maples. Trump lawyer Alina Habba corrected the mistake, saying, "No, that's Carroll." Trump's comments under oath threatened to undercut his repeated denials of Carroll's allegations, claiming she's not my type in quotations. Trump was married to Maples from 93 to 99. Carroll, 79, has
Oh,
alleged
he
that Trump
married her.
attacked her.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, like, where did I lose you at?
Trump was married. Oh, he was married. Okay, he wasn't never with this woman. That's I thought he married this woman before, like they were together.
No, look.
Oh,
He has an ex wife. Trump has an ex wife named Miss Maples.
gotcha.
He's handed a picture of the woman that's accusing him of rape.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at the picture and says, "Yeah, that's my ex-wife, Marla." And his attorney had to correct him, like, "No, that's actually the woman that's accusing you." And he's already
Oh,
said under oath that the woman that's accusing him is not his type. Yet she looks so much like your ex-wife that you mistake her in the picture.
gotcha.
NBC News even said they reached out to Habba for a comment. I don't think they got it though. Maples, 59, was the second of Trump's three wives. The couple had one child together, Tiffany Trump. In 2005, he married Melania Trump. Trump, who has launched the 2024 presidential bid, asked a federal judge to dismiss Carroll's lawsuit last week. Judge Lewis Kaplan denied Trump's request and ordered that parts of the deposition be made public. In the earlier excerpt, Trump denied the allegations and repeatedly insulted Carroll, calling her a whack job who's not my type. The case is expected to go to trial in April. I wonder if this is a Florida trial because that judge name Kaplan sounds familiar to me. But yeah, what
What
do
you
you
been
think
on
about
vacation?
that? I know that you sound like you wanted to shoot him some bail, but I'm gonna be honest with you that sounds bad to me. That
Oh,
sounds
what
bad.
on
Yeah,
his
that
case?
deposition, and honestly, the last time where we was in a situation where we were reading transcripts or just a written account of what happened on a deposition
Right.
was with the Tory Lanez case, and when we read it, it didn't really hit that hard. But when the video came and you put it all together, it was like, ugh, That sounds bad. I suspect the same is going to be when we see the video for this. That is terrible when you're using that this woman is not my type as a defense, but she actually probably was your type if she looks like your ex-wife, one that you had a kid with.
Mm,
I'm not
that's
saying that she
interesting.
looks like his ex-wife. He mistaked this woman for his ex-wife when they handed him a photo. Trump is one of the worst liars I've ever seen in my life. Worst liars. He gets caught in lies all the time, and he tell this is the guy who remember he changed the shape of the hurricane using a sharpie and tried to lie. He's just a liar, and he
Mm,
always tells lies that I think he's like a George Santos type of guy where it's a compulsion for him. He just can't even stop lying.
yeah, I think it's a political thing, you know.
It's a political thing.
Politics.
Did you know that? Did you know that Trump
Yeah.
gave the eulogy at Diamond's funeral?
Oh yeah, I seen that. I mean, we need
You
to
seen
give some
that?
context that we could. Yeah, I seen. Him saying a little something.
Well, if anybody
He
doesn't know,
actually took a shot. He actually took a shot at Biden.
well, he always going to do that. If anybody doesn't know, Silk and Diamond was there were two African American women, and they used to speak in Trump's favor a lot. They used to talk about political issues.
Mm-hmm.
They were strong anti-vaxxers, COVID deniers, if you will. They peddled conspiracy theories, and they had conservative views. You know that they were definitely riding for Trump, and now Diamond has passed on. Diamond's not her real name, by the way. Um, I
It's
think
a
I have
stage
the notes
name.
right here. Yeah, I guess Diamond was her stage name. I have her name written here. Yeah, Anitha Lynette Hardaway was her
Oh,
real
okay.
name. So Diamond wasn't her real name, but she passed away. That's unfortunate. We don't take. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. You know, I'm convinced the vaccine works or something like that. And we have different political
R.I.P.
views,
to
but
her and her
we don't
family.
want to like celebrate anybody's death. But we're
Yeah, we
talking
don't
about
want
it.
nobody's.
It's interesting that she was an anti-vaxxer. It's interesting that she was a COVID denier, and it's believed that she died from COVID.
Did you fact
But
check that?
well, it's not confirmed that she died from COVID. But it was suspected that she was hospitalized from COVID. That she died shortly after.
It was
Then
a
at the
heart problem
funeral,
with her. With her. What was the other girl named Silk? Silk
well,
explaining
let
that
me
it
get
was
to
a
that.
heart
Let me
issue.
get to that.
Okay.
Silk is saying that she died from the vaccine. But this is somebody who was saying that she wasn't going to
Did
take the
she say
vaccine.
that? No, no, no. I think she alluded to that, and I think it was more of a gain of political. I didn't think she actually said that.
No, she said it in no uncertain terms that died from the vaccine, but it is she's not somebody who seemed like she would have got vaccinated. So what I think she's trying to put out there is the theory that people could shed the vaccine. This is not true. We don't have to go through
Right,
that, but
right. She was not saying that she took the vax. She was actually saying
saying
that
that like somebody
if
could have
somebody
shedded the
take the
vaccine.
vax
Yeah,
around her, we all got the vax because it's something that was in
exactly.
them. That's what
That
I'm
kind of
saying. We
thing.
got to, yeah, we
But
got to get that into
and
context.
first of all, that's not possible. You know, when you get the vaccine, they don't use live virus to put in you, so you wouldn't be able to shed the vaccine, and that's not how vaccines work. They don't shed. It's not like Wi-Fi. Like everybody gets it. You know what I'm saying? One person get the vaccine, you can't get vaccinated for being with them. But that's just one of the like things that she used to peddle. Let me see if I can find an article on this. Diamond's funeral. Trump eulogy. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, the Daily Beast was talking about it. Wanda Sykes mocked it. Kimmel was talking about it. I don't know. Uh, they're talking about it in Salon because Trump actually complained about the length of the funeral. We'll go to an article. I got some notes here. We gonna get into about how like there's always this joke going around that white people don't understand how long black people's funerals are.
Also, Trump was kind of, upset of the length.
He mentioned it. Like he says something to the effect of, they said this was going to take 15 minutes. It's a little bit longer than 15 minutes, huh? You know what I'm saying? And while he was giving the eulogy, by the way, he's supposed to be talking about celebrating Diamond's life and everything like that. He brought up gas prices and inflation, and he even brought up the stolen election. So that's the shot at Biden, or one of the shots at Biden that you might be talking about. He complained about how long the funeral was.
The shot I was talking about when he talked about plagiarism with Biden. I mean, with
Yeah,
Biden
that's
and
an old
plagiarism.
school story about mine that did come out. But let me go to the page where it's a lot of stories written about it. I actually seen some clips. I don't have none ready to go, but I just want people to know.
We could see
Look,
it.
okay, that I'm not just pulling from these. I read like three, four articles on this. Trump complains about the length of Diamond's funeral in 2020 election and narcissistic eulogy. Former President Donald Trump on Saturday repeatedly went on bizarre tangents while delivering a eulogy for Lynette Diamond Hardaway. Hardaway, one of the right wing duo Diamond and Silk, passed away earlier this month. Hardaway and her sister Rochelle Silk Richardson were prominent Trump supporters who spoke at the rallies and met with him at the White House. Both sisters were also vocal anti vaxxers who lost their show on the streaming service Fox Nation after spreading conspiracy theories. Whoa, you got to be spreading crazy conspiracy theories to lose your job on Fox.
Wow. Silk
Because
lost.
that's
Okay.
like the home of like conspiracy theories. So if you was too extreme for Fox, you was really out there. The cause of Hardaway's death is unclear. The cause of Hardaway's death is unclear, but Richardson on Saturday suggested that Americans are being poisoned in a plot to depopulate. People are dropping dead around here. Nobody's talking about it. They are dropping dead suddenly and unexpectedly. That's a conspiracy theory, that died suddenly thing. The depopulated thing is a debunked conspiracy theory that has been debunked over and over again. She said that she's echoing an unfounded conspiracy theory that the COVID vaccine has been linked to a rise in sudden deaths. Um,
Mm.
Richardson, in her remarks, recalled how Trump treated her and Hardaway just like the other children, Eric, Don Jr., and Tiffany. Wow. It felt like Trump was their daddy. That's crazy. That's kind of weird for me to see. Like two black women behaving that way, like for Trump after everything Trump did to kind of like hold black people back. That's like a wild thing for me to see. But Trump, during his remarks, said that he just learned about Richardson's despite hosting her at the White House and at his rallies. Damn, damn, he said he just found out about her. That's wild. The world has lost one of its brightest stars, Trump said. But I see that we have another star who was equal to, but she stepped up and she is different. I'm serious. I thought I knew them both. I didn't. I knew Diamond, but I didn't know Silk at all. I just learned about Silk. You're fantastic. You're going to carry on beyond anybody's wildest imagination. Wow. Can you imagine? They're always together. They had a show together, and Trump was like, damn, I didn't know it was two of y'all.
I mean, this
Trump is
man.
wild, dog. That's like that's like seeing Tom and Jerry on the cartoon and like, damn, Jerry's great. I ain't know about Tom though. He's fantastic. He's gonna carry on beyond and beyond anybody's wildest imaginations. Can you imagine?
He probably had dialogue with Silk. I mean, with But he ain't had no dialogue. We probably had a dialogue with Diamond, but never had the dialogue with Silk.
Listen, man, let's watch the clip because sometimes we need to see it in motion for these things to really resonate with us. Let's see how Trump came off.
And, the world has lost one of its brightest stars, real star, but I see that we have another star who is equal to, but she stepped up and she is different. I'm serious. I thought I knew them both. I didn't. I knew I knew Diamond, but I didn't know Silk at all. I just learned about Silk. You're fantastic. You're gonna.
I think for Trump, all black people look the same. He probably thought they was the same person. He just came to the funeral and realized that they was two different people. Do you think that that's possible?
I don't know, man. I can't say all
Wow.
black people look the same, huh?
Yeah, I feel like Trump is one of those like all black people look the same type of guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. He come off that way to me. Let me continue. Trump during his eulogy reportedly complained about the length of the funeral. I ain't gonna lie. I've been to black church a bunch of times. I be complaining about the length. You know what I'm saying? Funerals are probably pretty long too. So I kind of feel Trump on that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get a little lengthy. They told me just give me a little time. I got a lot of people waiting for me back in a place called Palm Beach, Florida. He said they give me a little time. What do you think it'll take? About 15, 20 minutes in and out. I said, well, it could take longer. This is a little longer than 15 minutes, right? Now we need to hear him. Let's put it in context because I don't want anybody to think I'm putting sauce on it. Let's hear Trump complain about the length at a funeral. Let's see if this sounds inappropriate or he on the money.
And I don't believe, they told me, I said, give me a little time because I have a lot of people waiting for me back in a place called Palm Beach, Florida. They said, give me a little time. What do you think it'll take? Oh, about 15, 20 minutes in and out. I said, well, it could take longer. This is a little longer than 15 minutes, right?
And they laughing and everything like that. I don't want to call these people names,
Maybe it
but
was a
if
joke.
yeah, I get it. You can laugh, you
They
can joke.
laughed after that.
Look, people laugh. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he Trump. They laugh, but I wouldn't have went with that. That wouldn't have been a comment I made at the funeral. You know what I'm saying? If I'm giving a eulogy, I'm not saying nothing about the length. I gotta be there. You know what I'm saying? And look, do you think he should have been talking about cheating and the election being stolen at a funeral? Now, do you think that's out of line?
I mean, it's Trump. He's gonna talk. He's a different type of guy. I can't put him in the boxes. You get what I'm saying? As
Yeah,
your
he
other
different.
guys.
He different.
So I can't, let I, go
Let,
ahead.
let, let, let,
How do we stop the cheating? How do we stop it where you get more votes but you still don't win? And the answer is the Republicans have to get tougher. The top people have to get tougher. And and you have to really swamp them. There's a level at which even they can't produce. And so if you win big enough, you're going to get there. And then once we're there, we're going to straighten it all out and get it back to where it was. But I just,
wow. I don't know. You taking this better than me.
Hey man, Trump handled things a little bit different, man. I mean, that's not your ordinary it's not your ordinary president for sure.
Now,
Biden is a lot more diplomatic.
now, you're right. You're right. I think Biden is more presidential, more diplomatic, more sensible. You know, just Trump is Trump is a clown.
But some people like that. Some people like that. They like that kind of energy Trump brings off because it's not just like politically correct. You know.
Right. So let's get into the conspiracy theories that Silk is putting out there. So we're not
Yeah,
putting no
this was
words in her
crazy.
mouth.
This was crazy. Go
Dang.
ahead and put. Oh, they don't want you to say that. Yeah, it may be banned. It may be banned, boy.
Hold on, hold on. It like opened up in another window or something?
It may not want you to be. They may not want
Oh,
that. They may not want that kind
oh.
of rhetoric on YouTube. Go ahead.
You know what? I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't. Hold on. Are you still looking?
Yeah, I'm still looking, man.
Okay. Let me turn on the sound. All right.
Let's go. You played it?
Yeah, you not getting it?
Nah, you
Oh,
ain't.
hold on. Let me break it up for you. I'm gonna share this tab instead.
Out of nowhere,
You
There
with
you
me?
go. Yeah,
All right.
let's go.
as soon as Diamond hung up the phone, she said to me, I can't breathe.
Oh my bad.
It was
Scroll up a little bit.
out of nowhere and no warning.
Hmm.
I got her to the kitchen table, opened up the back door so that she can get some air. And each breath was less and less and less until her eyes became a stare. My husband and I followed the 911 instructions from the lady. We laid her like they told us to lay her flat. They said do CPR, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. My husband and I alternated and kept going and going and going until the emergency truck came into the yard and the EMS came into the house. They did everything that they could. So what I want to say to everybody is don't you dare call me a conspiracy theorist because I saw it happen. I saw how it happened. I was there when it happened, and it happened suddenly. I want America to wake up and pay attention. Something ain't right. It's time to investigate what's really going on here and get some answers to why are people falling dead suddenly.
Honestly, I'm gonna put it this way: we haven't confirmed what she passed away from, but I think it's more likely that she passed away from COVID complications than a vaccine. There's a lot of people who believe that that's what it was. That's what she got hospitalized for. And if she's a woman who had a
She got
pre-existing
hospitalized
condition,
for the right.
yeah, she has a pre-existing condition of being obese. She's anti-vax, and now it seemed like I'm just speculating. I don't have no proof of
Right.
this, but
That's
it seems
crazy.
like if she caught it and then she wasn't unvaccinated and she died, I don't think they would have been able to come out and say that because they don't want to give a win to the left, especially when you see that they're still under the thumb of Donald Trump. So the way that they can make this as a win for the Republicans is to come out and say it was actually the vaccine that took her out, and that plays in the whole died suddenly thing. But I'm gonna tell you where
Go.
there's a hole in that whole plan of her that she's saying right now, right? How is you saying all of this, right, about how dangerous the vaccines is when the dude who's taking credit for creating the vaccine is right behind you? And Trump has admitted to everybody that he got the vaccine. So if you feel like the vaccine shedding is such a danger and you watched it happen where she died suddenly and everything like that, yet you're standing right next to Trump, who admitted he got the vaccine, and he's even the guy who took credit for creating it.
He took
Shouldn't you be
credit for
mad at him?
creating it.
Yeah, he took
I think
credit.
he's doing that because he hired the guy from
I get all that.
yeah.
At the end, bottom line, he's taking credit for it, right? That's the guy who's standing right behind you giving the eulogy. Why would the guy who's responsible for this be giving the eulogy? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but he can't take credit. I don't care what Trump say. He can't take credit for that.
I'm with you, but you're
That's the
missing the point.
scientist.
You
Yeah, I
missing.
get what you're saying. Yeah,
He's out here pushing this conspiracy theory when the guy
right.
who had, even if you don't want to give him the credit for taking it, Trump has admitted to everybody that he took the vaccine. So wouldn't he be shedding the vaccine to everybody there, putting them in the same danger that Lynette Hardaway was in?
Yeah.
That got her in the ground right now.
Well,
Or
that's
I'm
what
not
she's
making sense.
claiming.
That's
What?
what she's claiming though.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that don't she not even following her own logic is what I'm trying to say.
Right. I mean, it is kind of weird to be, it don't add up. It definitely
It
don't
don't
add
add up.
up.
It don't add up.
But
It
I
don't.
think it's a political twist to that. Like we don't, you get what I'm saying? Like you saying, but I
I
think
just
it's some
explained the
kind of,
twist that I think it is. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? I
yeah,
don't got to look no deeper than that. I don't think she's some kind of criminal mastermind where she's just weaving these, scenarios that we can't see through. It's very transparent to me. You know?
right.
But that's too damn bad. I guess she had a run. And do you notice how sweaty Trump is when he's like at these events and stuff like that? He's not been looking too good to me.
Yeah.
And think about it. She's the person who said, remember she was saying that stuff about like what we don't need to do is let Fauci treat, African Americans like guinea pigs. If they was really standing on business, that lady ain't get that vaccine.
Yeah. I
You know what I'm
don't know,
saying?
man. I don't think she got it, but hey, you never know. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. But it's important to put the spotlight on misinformation and when things go left, because hopefully I can help somebody else see the light. I can help somebody else see the light. Hopefully, I don't know. We got 51 minutes. I don't know if you want to keep on going in about these Republicans or if we got enough.
You going in on this? We going in on these Republicans.
Yeah, what you want to keep on going?
uh, I mean, we don't got no more to. You brought up the silk situation, and I don't want to keep talking about the jab on here. You know how they get when you
Yeah,
uh hitting that topic, but
we don't want to keep talking about the Fauci ouchie.
yeah, it's not. They don't play them games on YouTube, man.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
But we definitely got to jab. I mean, we definitely got to jump into this. We got to do another video on this Biden Trump battle that's going on. It seems to be getting heating up. So I would like to hear.
I mean, we got a long time before Trump and Biden even have a chance. And we got to see, we got to get through the primary first. And honestly, I think there's a lot more action going on in the House. I think the next time we got to talk about what's going on with DeSantis and what's going on with George
Yeah,
Santos and
DeSantis.
everything he got going on.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what's really going on.
yeah. I think our next one got to be about DeSantis and his African American. He took those studies out. We definitely got a deep dive that.
DeSantis, and Santos, both of them boys got to get it. The hot seat. Y'all last on the clock. I'm on your head.
For real, for real. So, hey man, go ahead and close them out, man. Make sure y'all give us a comment. Let me know what y'all think about Real Deal Israel and this. He in the left field with it, but let me know what y'all think. To me, it's politics, man. I don't like to stand. You like to put me over on the conservative side, but I don't like to stand on either side at all. So
Oh, so you one of them on the fence type of. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna say on the fence. I'm gonna say I don't. I
You a
don't.
fence stepper? You know
I'm
what I'm
not.
saying?
I, I ain't claiming none
You
of
a
them
wishy
games.
washy
No,
type
I
of.
ain't claiming. I ain't claim. I ain't banging, man. I ain't banging red or blue. I ain't
Fair
with
enough.
all of that.
Fair enough.
But yeah, man, we're gonna catch y'all on the next video. Let me know what y'all think about this episode, man. We kind of went in on Trump, man.
Yeah,
The
power
great
slap that
taste.
like button, man. Power slap the like button.
And we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.